It's been about 15 years ago, and one day my sister called me up and she saw an article in the newspaper about mermaids on parade, and she said, hey, you ought to do one of those. So I looked into it, and I put out some renditions of what I wanted to make. And actually the very first one that I made was for my sister's wine shop, and actually it was the very first one that was sold. My sister went to the big meeting, and she was the first person to hand Pete Decker a check. So actually the very first mermaid to be made was the one that I did, Miss Virginia Vine. How they start off is we have a big mold, 2 big pieces, and first you put what's called a mold release in the 2 fiberglass molds, 2 halves. Then you line it with a fiberglass material and resin, which hardens. It's like building a boat, basically. Then you put the 2 halves together, and then you put more fiberglass along the edges of the seam, and that hardens up. And then actually the 2 hands are separate, so then we add the 2 hands. That way we're able to have the hand up or down or in any position that you might want it. After that, we sand it down really well, and then we put a gel coat over it, which is a primer basically. That makes it nice and smooth, and it fills in any type of little pinholes and things that might be on the mermaid, to make sure that especially her hands and her arms are nice and smooth for the paint that we'll be using. Now on the body part, it doesn't matter too much because all of that will be covered in the stainless steel and the aluminum scaling. And then of course the chest plate and the hair, but you want to make sure that the skin area is really nice and smooth. This will be the first time that I've ever done one of the big ones in a lot of metal. And her scales, Bauer's going to cut them all out, which is kind of cool. So they're very involved. Then we're going to be using copper for her hair, which I'm excited about because it gives a really nice contrast. And then her chest plate's going to be kind of a mock-up of one of the compressors, as you can probably see here. And I find it very exciting. I really am. The metal is going to be a lot of fun, and it's exciting to be able to work with a client hand in hand, where they're actually involved in the manufacturing of and making of the mermaid itself. All the different scales and the copper, I'm really very excited about making this one. I haven't done one at all like this one before, so she's going to be really cool. I think we're going to be real happy with this.